Hey, it's Dorothy. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite Christmas cookies, a Russian tea cake, aka a snowball cookie. These little cookies are little bites of heaven. They're like a buttery, sweet cookie rolled in powdered sugar, and you can fill them with, usually they're filled with pecans or walnuts or almonds, but you can also add chocolate chips or spices. There's so many different ways to make snowball cookies. If you love delicious desserts, be sure to subscribe to my channel. All right, let's get in the kitchen. Okay, to start off, I'm gonna add softened butter and powdered sugar to the mixer. Then I'm gonna add vanilla, salt, and flour. All right, so when you're making Russian tea cakes or snowballs, whatever you wanna call them, depending on what mixer you're using will depend on how long it takes to make the dough. The dough will come together in a nice combined cookie dough, but it's gonna take a lot longer using a hand mixer than it does using an electric stand mixer. So just keep that in mind. If you're using a hand mixer and you're mixing and it's crumbly, and it's like not mixing, just keep running it, just keep mixing, and it will come together in a nice cohesive, albeit thick, cookie dough. And that's it. That's all you need to make an easy snowball recipe. But now we're gonna add our mix-ins. Making these cookies really reminds me of childhood. We have them every year at Christmas, and my mom actually makes them so many times throughout the year because everyone's always requesting them. So she always has them in her freezer. So today what I'm gonna do is, because we made, this is the basic dough, I'm gonna divide it in half. I'm gonna do half of it with nuts and half of it with chocolate chips. All right, so I took out half the dough, and now I'm gonna add in chocolate chips. And now to the rest of the dough, I'm gonna add chopped pecans. That's the traditional way that my mom makes them. Now for these cookies, they're very rich. It's a lot of butter, not a ton of sugar because we're gonna roll them in powdered sugar. There's a lot of butter, they're really rich and like shortbread type cookies. So a little goes a long way. So you could make these large, but I love using a 1 tablespoon cookie scoop for these. It's the perfect size. My mom actually does this and then cuts them in half. Finally, I bought her a smaller one, but she just makes them completely bite-sized. But this makes them nice and bite-sized, nice and small, so you can eat more than one. Now, what's great about these cookies is they don't have any leavening in them. You notice we didn't put any baking soda or baking powder in them. They're not gonna spread at all. They're gonna keep their shape, so you can crowd them on the pan. I usually put 4 to a row. And because we're making them small, it's gonna make a ton of cookies. All right, so I have the chocolate chip ones here. I'm gonna pop these in the oven. I'm gonna bake them at 350, and then I'm gonna work on my nut ones. Okay, so I just pulled them out of the oven. They're slightly golden around the edges on the bottom. I'm gonna let them cool until I can handle them, and then we're gonna roll them in powdered sugar. I think the hardest part about making these cookies is the rolling in powdered sugar, just because it takes a while and it's pretty messy. I'm just gonna roll all of these in powdered sugar, and then they'll be good enough to eat. My mom's Russian tea cakes are such an incredible memory. I absolutely love making these. All right, so we're done making our Russian tea cakes, and I am absolutely excited to try this. Look at how amazing these are. They're little bites of heaven, totally bite-sized, buttery and crumbly, and super messy from the powdered sugar. These are the ones with pecans. I love adding chocolate chips. I love adding spices. Nothing reminds me of the holidays more than these snowballs. Like childhood in a bite. So delicious. Let me know in the comments which of the snowball recipes would be your favorite. I'm gonna go enjoy this bowl of cookies while you watch the next video. A Russian tea cake or a snowball. Today I'm gonna show you how to make my one's all ready to go in the oven. Oh, geez. Type cookies. So little goes a long way. So you could make these large, but to make an easy snowball